ñu liggéey ca réew Sri Lanka ca compagnie bañ naan Ceylon Biscuit Limited CBL ñu ngi ko def nii ci gannaaw paquet bi ngeen xàmmee ko bu baax rajo Mburoog biir man suma biir bii ak sumay biiri njaboot lu siy mun a duga lu óor laa doon.
am na ci bépp bitik si marché si supermarket.
ku ci bëgg lu bari mbaa koo siyeen demal ca MFH groupe.
MUNCHEE Munchie.
jàng du wees jàngi leen jàngi leen bu jëkkoon danga daan santaane ñu jàngal la wande jàng nga jàng weesuwul man ngay bindalal sa bopp man ngay.
My dear viewers, welcome to yet another episode of the Education Forum with me, your host, Louis Mendy. And today's episode of the Education Forum is a continuation of the previous, and our topic is the use of mobiles by students to access the internet. Remember, we are not saying, this episode is not saying no to the use of mobiles in schools. We just discussing the negative and the positive aspect of it. Again, with me, on my immediate right, I have Momodu Njai, is the ITC specialist working with Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And on my immediate left, I have Ibrahim Sisaho. He's the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Admin, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And next to him is, again, Mr. Mam Tamsin Njai, the Principal Education Officer, Broadcasting Unit, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And next to him is Basiru Mbenga is the PO, or Principal Education Officer for Region 1, MOPSI. And again, we have some teachers around us, and just like the previous episode, we have students within our midst from different schools, different senior secondary schools within the Greater Banjul area, and we'll be hearing their own version of this story. Mr. Njai, again, welcome. Ibrahima Sissoho, we just want to know again, why is this topic so dear to the ministry? The use of mobiles by students to access the internet, the pros and cons.
If you talk about communication in our present environment, you associate that with the scenario just happened here. In my case, I was called this morning that I was supposed to be part of this program. And I think clearly, if we are saying that there is no mobile in our society, it will have been very difficult for me to be part of this forum. So that put a lot of emphasis on the need of using a mobile in our environment. But having said that, we could draw a parallel of use of mobile in our society to the food intake of the human being. If you look at food, number one killer of the people in this world would be food. The food intake that the amount of food we consume is a contributing factor to some of the diseases that we acquire along the way. But that's not to say that we have to stop eating. I mean, we need to eat to survive. So the same scenario here in the case of using a mobile. We need a mobile. At any given time in the world, there is always issues and circumstances that dictate what happens. And we are predisposed to follow those situations. And I think presently, the use of communications such as internet and mobiles are a fait accompli. I mean, they are irreversible. We need to use them. We need to use them. They are necessary part of our everyday life. But having said that, we have to be very careful. There is a caveat. We have to be very careful with how we use it. When we are using mobile, internet, we have to know that these gadgets have advantages and have also numerous disadvantages. So it's left for us now to make the effective use of them, to make the best use of them to achieve our objective with them. I mean, it's like water. You can use it to get a lot of useful benefits, but it can also be turned into a very harmful substance. I would like to say that mobile as such, or internet as such, is not harmful. It is how you use it. I mean, they facilitate. If you are on the right path, it facilitates it for you. If you are on the wrong path, it facilitates it for you. So for me, it's like we have the responsibility to set the moral ground, to set a path on the right way, and then use these gadgets to facilitate our movement towards those paths.
ITC specialist, how can students use the mobile to access the internet and yet be saved?
Yes, my DPS mentioned a point that is very, very important. You see, it's something that is necessary in our day-to-day life. I mean, suppose you have a phone and you've been using a phone to make a phone call, text messages. One day it's out of the loop, you just drop that phone. I mean, there was so much missing part in your life that you will not be able to handle. When I talk about a phone that has internet access, now I'll be referring to smartphones. Okay, smartphones are mostly like Android phones, iPhone, and other sort of phones that are advanced phones that allows you to use internet with them. Okay, there are so many programmers that create applications that sometimes you don't really know what that application does.